Hello everyone, I'm Mary Aumen, and today I'll be talking to you about individualized home-based exercise and nutrition interventions which have improved frailty in older adults. So a quick overview, we're going to go over what frailty is, why we care about it, and previous studies. Then we're going to go into this study and go into its methods, results, as well as future research that can be done. So, what is frailty? Frailty is a complicated geriatric syndrome characterized by low physiological reserves and decreased resistance to stressor events. There is a higher prevalence of frailty in older aged people, and it causes both physiological and psychological deficiencies in a person. Why do we care? Why is this important? Because of the rapid growth of older populations in recent decades, this problem is becoming more prevalent for more people. Whether you're frail or you know someone who suffers from frailty, and it can cause significant problems such as functional disability in day-to-day life, hospitalization, and even death. So previous studies suggest that those with diets high in phytonutrients and protein have a lower risk of frailty. Studies have also shown that exercise and nutrition are usually the best way to combat frailty, and better diet and exercise will help improve muscle mass, functional ability, fitness levels, and cognitive functions, which are all components affected by frailty. However, usually intervention programs are in centers, and due to accessibility issues, especially in rural areas, or if you're not able to drive because you are too frail, or because of some other reason, development of home-based self-practice multi-component intervention protocols for managing frailty in outpatient facilities is called for. However, studies on these are limited, but this study by Tsai and Chen and others focuses on individualized home-based exercise and nutrition interventions to assist older adults who are seeking clinical help. So their study was set up as a 4-arm, single-blind, randomized controlled study. They took 319 patients who were 65 years or older. These people were identified as either pre-frail or frail, and they were divided into 4 groups. One was a control, one focused on exercise, one focused on nutrition, and one was a combined group of nutrition and exercise. A baseline test for each person was taken, and they were checked in on at 1 month, 3 months, and 6 months. And at the end of each one, they were sent inspirational cards just to boost their spirits and encourage them to continue the study and continue to get better. At the end of the 1 month trial, they went to professional dietitians and nutritionists and exercise doctors, and they assessed the nutritional diaries and their exercise abilities to tailor their advice specifically to them. The nutritional and combined groups were they were provided with 25 grams of skim milk powder a day and 10 grams of mixed nuts a day, which they consumed, and their appropriate level of caloric intake was achieved through a designated number of servings of 6 different food groups: dairy, protein-rich foods, vegetables, fruit, nuts, seeds, or plant oils, and grains or roots. For the exercise and combined groups, 3 to 7 exercise sessions per week were recommended. These sessions consisted of 5 to 60 minutes or repetitions tailored to participants' capabilities, which were assessed at the end of the 1-month period. So what was assessed? The primary overall assessment was the frailty score, which its components are unintentional weight loss, exhaustion, poor muscle strength, and slowness, and low physical activity. So they were assessed in these areas, and the lower their score, the less frail you were. And in their physical performance, they were tested they were tested on their hand grip strength, their 10-meter gait speed change, their upper body and lower body flexibility, as well as lower extremity strength change over 6 months. And their psychological performance was assessed in their change in GDS, which is geriatric depression scale, and the SF-12 MCS change, which is a test for the mental component summary. The results support the hypothesis that an individualized home-based interventions program ameliorates frailty and improve physical and mental health outcomes for pre-frail or frail older adults. Significant changes were seen in hand grip strength, upper body flexibility, lower body flexibility, and lower extremity strength. And at 6 months, physical improvements were observed in the 10-meter gait speed, upper and lower body flexibility, and lower extremity strength in the exercise, nutrition, and combination groups. So here are the graphs for each component which was assessed, and I don't know if that just moved my video or not, but hopefully now you can see that the control group is the blue line, and the exercise group is the red line, the nutrition group is the green or yellow line, and the purple line is the combination group. And you can see that the frailty score definitely improved in the 6 months for everybody except for the control group, which was to be expected. It improved the most in the combination group. And in this one, they tested the hand grip strength, and as is to be expected, the most affected group was exercise, but everybody also improved. For this one, the 10-meter gait speed change from the baseline, everybody improved except for the control group. The nutrition group and the combination group, it looked like, were pretty close at the end of 6 months, but the nutrition group had a more immediate improvement. And over here is the upper body flexibility change from the baseline. Everybody improved. The control group went down, as did the nutrition group. Probably because they weren't engaging in as much exercise. The exercise was a little bit higher than the combined results. This one looks at the lower body flexibility change. It's about the same as the upper body flexibility change in the last slide. The control and nutrition groups went down, and the exercise was just a little bit higher than the combined group. And for the lower extremity strength change, the control group and the nutrition group stay the same, not really improving, and the exercise group improved a lot, as did the combined group, more so than the exercise group. Here is the GDS change. The control group, because they got a higher score, they actually declined. The exercise declined a little bit, but then came up here to join the nutrition and combination group in their improvements, but I don't think that this was a significant enough change to really be considered as a significant result in the study. And here the SF-12 MCS change, everybody improved except for the control group, as to be expected, but the nutrition group was actually had the most significant change, with exercise right behind, and then the combination group behind both of them. So some of the study limitations which were stated in the study itself were that there were several patients excluded from the study, and this is on the account that they did not fit the specific criteria that they wanted for this study, and so to get more generalized results, further studies should be performed. Um, and also, the reduction in the frailty score between the interventions and control groups were not significantly different after 3 months. The effect was significant after the extended 3 months um, maintenance, self-maintenance period. So this, I think, just means that the trial should go on longer to produce more results and see how it does over how these results hold up over a longer period of time, um, and how fast they improve or um, don't. It also only looked at macronutrient distribution, but not vitamin and mineral density, which would be an interesting aspect to look at, especially since if we do have a deficiency in those, then they should be taking supplements. And finally, specific aspects of frailty were not studied, only overall frailty. So we couldn't see what areas exactly the interventions had the most impact on in the frailty score, but further studies should be performed in order to further tailor interventions to specific cases. That will be all. Thank you for listening, and here are my references.